Welcome back to another live solve of a Hanabi Human Limits game. Couple bookkeeping notes. One, I'm going to try to keep this under 40 minutes. Yeah, I'll see if I can do it faster this time. It's tricky because I do care a lot about this project, and so I do want to make sure that, you know, it's actually really high quality play, but yeah, it's also, I'm doing these for video content, so I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Second, much more exciting, a big announcement. I think I mentioned this last time, but we are now started into the New Blood tournament. The first round was this weekend, and it was, Monday, Tuesday, and it was a lot of fun. The next round is this weekend. This is tentative schedule, but yeah, come check it out. We're live streaming the games. We had like over 30 people, concurrent viewers last time, so it was a lot of fun, kind of wild and crazy, but yeah, so come hang out and learn and enjoy. Yeah. There's also the Invitational Tournament coming next month, in which, yeah, the top two scoring teams of the New Blood Tournament will be invited to play against some of the world's best players, and it's hard to even say how hyped I am about all of this. So, okay, without further ado, let's jump into it. What do we got? Hypo. Excuse me. I've also got a big mug of coffee, so let's look at the board for a sec. Well, first thing that jumps out to me is this spiciness. There's also this spiciness, and then there's also the fact that Bob's hand kind of sucks. But on the plus side, Kathy and Donald's hand are very easy to manage. So, oh man, if this was like back in the day, this would be a hilariously effective clue, I would say. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure this, I'm pretty sure this clue would get this as a 5-for-1 patch finesse. As play, yeah. So that's very silly. Fortunately, it would not work these days. Although we do not do any shadow tech. I won't even go into that. I have a whole video on that elsewhere. What I would argue this would be just considered a self-color bluff. And you know, yes, you'd argue, okay, this is never a 1. That probably means there's a 5, but yeah, let's not do that. Let's not even go there. Another option would be a pestilent double bluff, which is another very cute option. Okay, so 2s to Donald means Bob trusts that we're using this yellow 1, so Bob plays. And then Kathy's job, Kathy sees that this now looks like blue 2, right? Because it was clued as a 2. So Kathy has to blind play again to show that it was pestilent. So lots of creative options, I guess. Is there any other way to get these 2 cards? Yep, you could do 4. 4 as a double. It's probably a stretch to say that this would work as a self-color bluff. Because, yeah, in this case, there's no declined 3 discharge or anything. I don't know. Bob might just play this as red 1 and be sad. Again, this might work in like, I might try that for fun in like a casual game, but again, safety first. In a game where we have at least like a 95% win rate, you don't want to make any options where, you know, there's like a 1% chance of bombing a card, because, yeah, the whole point of this is to be safe. Why can I see Alice's hand now? All right, whatever. There you go. So, speaking of being safe, we talked about Bob's hand being kind of spooky. So I might not want to like accelerate Bob drawing more and more good stuff. So I think the first thing that jumps to mind is wanting to massage these cards. Okay, I wonder if is this fair? This red clue followed by a twos clue. Ah, I think this is good. This is actually really clever. I think this works. Okay, so in this case, now that this would be filled in as a two, Kathy, I mean, there's no risk of this bombing. Kathy would know that this red clue, in order for this to be fulfilled as a play clue, it has to be using Donald's. And Kathy also must know that, I mean, it's an absurd line unless there's some way for this to be playable. There's no way Kathy's expected to do like a fix. Because if all we want is a fix, why on earth wouldn't Donald or Alice just start with ones? Ones into red. So I will claim, and y'all can disagree in comments if you want, I think this is a valid patch finesse. For sure, this is the first valid patch finesse we've seen on Huli, but you know what? I think it works. So let's just triple check and see if that's actually good, though. You know, and this is very different than including yellow Bob, because that Bob is in bluff seat, right? So if this resolves, then yeah, I don't think there's anything. Yeah, but as soon as you clue Kathy red and Bob doesn't respond, then the team knows that somehow it's true. So that's a big difference. Yeah, don't do patch finesses lightly, but I think this is good. And the reason it's really good here, yeah, yellow one's gonna blind play, yellow two's gonna play as red one, and then Alice can immediately eject the yellow three. So what is that? We're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards for 3 clues. So it's bordering on the almost too efficient kind of world. Yeah, is that too efficient? It's scary because then 3 players are going to be locked up with forced plays. And Alice should really be wondering, you know, what are the chances this is like, if this is a green 4, for example, how are we going to save it? I think it's worth it. I think this is really good. Alice sees, you know, there are a few other clues you can give. And there's no really better way to handle these right now. Worst case, we could do like a bomb chop move, who knows? But I think this is pretty solid. It might be, I don't know, too cuter than you need to be, because these are going to get picked up anyway. Man, okay, you know what? Oh my god, okay. Not going to be 40 minutes, and I'm spending 10 minutes on turn 1. But hey, turn 1 is super important, so we did say that this was a line 9 cards for 3 clues, so that's 3 for 1 average. Now this is also a 3 for 1, except it's much less committal, right? The problem is, again, this is from Alice's perspective, things really dry up. Even though this, you know, is on par, 3 for 1, now things are going to get a lot worse. Because now what? Like, Donald has to clue something. Let's say twos. Oh my god. We don't know about this, but let's say twos here is a 2 for 1. Alice is going to have to do a 1 for 1. We're not going to get the ejection on this, so another 1, potentially. But yeah, I don't know. I hope that makes sense, that this, it is committal, but it's locking in 9 cards, so that's kind of crazy. It's hard to pass this up, even for me. Okay, so twos, like we said, Kathy knows what's up, but also Bob knows what's up, right? Bob knows, the logic for Bob works exactly the same as from Alice's perspective. Bob, it would be, I would argue, absurd for Bob to think this is a bluff on him when he sees the beautiful fix. And wise words I've learned, when it comes to shenanigans, you have to decide if you are if this is a bluff or if you can make it true. And the phrase I like to use for it is, if it's good to make it true, make it true. And in this case, yeah, it's either resolved as a 2-for-1, right? A bluff, or Bob has the opportunity to lock in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards for this one clue. So yeah, obviously this is expected. This plays. Donald now knows this is yellow too, actually. But oh, okay, I'm getting ahead. Let's now jump into Bob Cam. Yeah, Alice's hand is weird. Bob doesn't have to worry about it though. And like we said, even if Bob did have to worry, it's too bad. He has to do this first, so it's actually pretty lucky for the team that this is okay. All right, Donald plays yellow 2. I mean, yeah, it's basically always yellow 2. Well, this is a nice draw. Even from Alice's perspective. I think I still like the ejection. Right? Yeah, I don't see any reason to change that. Yeah, I guess you could argue blue here. Yeah, because Donald's going to be busy for a while, right? He has 2 blind plays. So I guess there's decent value in just giving blue. The ejection can wait. It lets Kathy do stuff, whatever Kathy wants. If Alice's hand is blue 3, then that would be good too. Okay, yeah, I like blue. And this is where, now you can sort of capitalize on the fact that they're already 9 cards deep. You can do a 1-for-1 just fine. You don't have to like wait and pray that, Donald draws exactly blue 3. So yeah, I think this is good. And honestly, yeah, it slows down the game, leaves more clues later. So worst case, yeah. Anyway, so I like this clue. Just a finesse. Okay, yeah, I mean, right? Okay, good. Now, Kathy, however, Kathy sees all the green suits, so this is a really perfect... I guess there are 2 options. Either 4... Kathy should think, does 4 work cleanly? It's going to be slow to resolve. I always hate this kind of clue, to be honest. The thing about this clue is it puts Alice in such an awkward spot. Because this 4 could be red 3, red 4. Could be blue 3, blue 4. Although, you'd probably argue that Bob would have done that. Or, wait, no, never mind. Yeah, no, if this is blue 4, Kathy would just play, I think. So it's probably not blue. Or, of course, it could be green. Now, maybe that's okay, though. The alternative would just be to lock in green. Because this is going to be a long time resolving. I think, I guess I like 4. Yeah, I like 4. Because yes, Alice is going to be confused a little bit. She has to wait and see if this plays, like 3 rounds from now. But Alice's hand is very solid, and there's no rush. And as soon as she discards, green will be available to get the 5 and to clear this up. So all in all, 4 looks really good. Okay, Donald plays and knows this is green 2. Or that it's in the lair, actually. It could be green 2, red 1 here. But, yeah, Donald does not know. Okay, Alice... There's no world... No, this is not good enough. I'd argue this would be very weird to be yellow. Maybe it's worth considering. From Alice's perspective, Kathy gives 4. Yeah, that would be absurd to make Alice do the fix of red to Bob to get this to blind play. No, thank you. If this was the case, then it would be Donald's job to give the fix, right? Then Alice would know what's up. But both lines would be really weird. Yeah, so let's not entertain that. It's not yellow, therefore Alice can very happily do the ejection. Okay, you get the eject. Ooh, now this is cute. This is very cute. Remember we said this could be layered. This could be green 2, red 1. Well, now that's no longer true. So I believe Donald knows this is exactly green 2. Yes, because this is exactly red 1. So I actually want to say Donald should skip ahead, because that will clarify exactly to Alice what's going on. Yeah. And Donald, of course, has already demonstrated this. So yes, I'm going to jump ahead to let Alice know what's up. Okay, now comes a little bit of spook. Because now Bob's red 4 is in danger. I wonder if we might see our first BDR here. Yeah, this is hell. Doesn't get worse than this. And there's really nothing anyone can do about it, right? There's no way on earth Alice is allowed to scream here. Alice can't even gentleman's, because this could be layered, and it was not certain in any way. She does know this is green 4 into green 3, but I see no reason why this couldn't be like purple 1, green 3. Whew. Well. Now I need to really think here. Kathy did play. So, and with full knowledge that this could play. So the big question here is, should Alice feel comfortable playing here versus saving here? Oh, that's really hard. Does Alice trust that Kathy would have saved 5s to enable Alice to play? Yeah, because I guess not, because this could be blue 3. Man, okay. I think Alice needs to clue 5s. Yeah, this is kind of weird. Because Kathy, yeah, that'd be super async info. I think she just has to bite the bullet and clue 5s. Now, fortunately, at least, we can kick the can down the road a little bit, because Bob does have a clue to give. Bob gives green to fill in the 5. Whew. Now at least, yeah, now Kathy's the one to discard. Of course, this gives elimination notes here, but endgame is now over. Endgame is over. Interesting. Okay, red 1 plays. Holy moly, yeah. I think we might see it. We might see a BDR here. Okay. Yeah. Here it is, y'all. The only other thing I could argue is like if 4 would be allowed, but no, we don't do 4 saves. If this is trash or something, like I'd absolutely 100% do like a trash bluff bomb chop move, like yellow here, this bombs just to get the chop move. But yeah, I don't see any way out. Unless, okay, hold on. Unless you're telling me Alice shouts here, screams here. Wow, hold on. It's not over yet. What can this card be? Is the question. Kathy discarded here. Whoops. So this is never red 3. It's never blue 3. It's never purple 1. It's never a yellow 4. Well, okay, it has -4. It's never a 5. Yeah, because otherwise Kathy would never have permission to discard here after this green clue. So Kathy discarding here might be... This is not a small deal, right? Losing red 4 is really, really killer. I think Alice can shout here. I think Alice can shout here. It was never a 5 anyway, but now, yeah, worst case would be like purple 3. Oh man, this is really hard, but for the sake of time, I'm going to commit to it. But let me know what you think in comments. I know it's not red or blue 3. Worst case is purple 3. But I'd argue, even if this is purple 3, I would sacrifice a purple 3 to save red 4 here. Unless, oh man, I think it's just right. Yeah, I think it's right. That's a hard one though. It is hard, but yeah, if this could still be like a 4, then I would not be okay with this, but I think it's really hard to argue that this is not correct. Yeah, I mean, red 4 is just basically the best card on the board that's unsavable right now. This is like actually the nightmare card to have on chop. And it is important that endgame is over, so we can't rely on a 5-stall. So yeah, it's just a discard. Shout. Shout, chop move. And I'd even argue Bob, oh man, Bob should be terrified of this card too. Because what cards could this be? If it, I mean, it's never playable because of the discard. It's never. If it was trash, like I said, I mean, you'd get a bomb chop move, or you'd get a trash chop move, like green or ones. Ones would work, by the way, because it'd be a declined bluff. Or yeah, I mean, purple. Yeah, it's never playable. Bomb chop move would be preferable to shouts usually, but maybe that is debatable. But I just gotta say, yeah, Bob should be very, very, very spooked right now. This is not an everyday occurrence that you get a scream. But regardless, Bob is forced to stall. Because one very likely option, right? Maybe this is purple 3. So after one scream, then you can do a 3 save on this. So yeah, Bob has to stall. Is happy to do a 5 stall. Wow, this is insane though. Truly insane. Okay, Kathy plays. Hilarious. Okay, Donald discards, right? I'm wondering if there's a way to save this card now. I think, holy moly, we could get a, now we can eject this. Jeez, this is getting absurd. But okay, Donald, best case is to, draw a playable. Oh man. Okay, what are we doing about this card? Yeah, this is the closest to a BDR I've gotten in like 50 games. So let's focus here. This does not work. I'm looking for ways to now bomb chop move this card. This is hilarious. Yeah, I think what I want to do is eject this card to then bomb chop move this card. But and by the way, actually, let's talk about this. Is this screamable? I'd say no, because what did we get? We got a play, and yes, we got a discard. But this has high permission to discard. And I think this could still be I mean, this could be purple 4, right? This could be purple 3. I guess that's it. It could be blue 4. Yeah. And purple 3, blue 4 are more important than purple 4 anyway, so yeah. Definitely, this is a very different situation. Alice cannot scream here for this card. That is too much. If this card was trash, then I think a really cute line would be Blaze discard. Bob has to play slot 2, or second finesse, and then would be shocked to bomb the red 4. But unfortunately, I think that would probably just look like a patch. Like Bob has red 3, but that's never red 3. Oh my god. I'm losing my mind. What do we do? What do we do? Holy crap. I think we're doing the trash bomb chop move. Trash ejection chop move. So we do green to Donald. Okay, hold on. Another argument. This is always a little bit unclear, but the question would be: if Alice Gentleman's here, would that count as a shout? I think contextually, in this case, yes, because everyone except for Donald can see that there's 0 value in doing this discard, right? We actively want Donald to be discarding. We do not want to burden Donald with plays because we want Donald to be generating clues. So what? So the question is it reliable enough? Is it reasonable, like 100% reasonable in human limits, to assume this would count as a shout? I'd like to say I'm wondering now if Donald has to deal with this. Maybe Donald's supposed to clue 4s or purple. Maybe Donald clues purple to bomb this. Lock Bob. Yeah, sorry, I think I skipped over this too much. I forgot that another way to save this would be to get this card to bomb. I think that's not Donald's job, and I think Jesus. I'm sorry. This might be long because this is tricky. I think I'm gonna go back to what I said first, right? The best way forward is to discard, and this is safe, and to trust that. Yeah, I think there's actually a higher risk that overall the game will go worse if we do this, because that's giving a clue. It's getting a bomb, and now if Donald's hand is like good over here, right? Maybe this is like, geez, I don't know, purple 3, purple 4, or yeah, blue 4, purple 3, double blue 4. I don't know, or like 5, yeah, whatever. Obviously, yeah. If Donald knew his hand was all trash, then go for it, I'd say. But in this case, yeah, I don't think a bomb chop move is worth it. Or at least from Donald's perspective, he doesn't have enough information to make the call, so he's going to do that. Okay. We're back to Alice's conundrum. Jesus. What did I say? Oh, right, I wanted to eject. Bad chop move ejection. Okay, so green to Donald. Again, there's absolutely zero reason this would count as a redistribution. This is clearly a chop move. And the only way to get out of a chop move, Bob, I'll be honest, I bet Bob can know that this is exactly red 4 from this clue, but this is actually, I think, quite beautiful. Also, completely sort of unhinged, but human limits, baby. Okay, Bob has to eject. How sick would it be if Bob just discards it? Oh my god, that's... I'm gonna say that that's like way that's too much. I mean, it's amazing. It's just always red 4, right? That's just what it is. But no. Okay. The thing about the discard here, good god, it could be blue 4. No, well, no. It's always a unique thing. Alice just screamed for it, so it's never a dupe. And now the fact that Alice is calling for it to bomb, it's never playable. This always means that it must be red 4, right? Because red 4 just showed up. The dupe just showed up, and now you're saying immediately, okay, this is crazy, but I'm convinced that Bob can discard this card. Bob discards. Gentlemen's to Kathy. And now, because the team knows this was shouted at, screamed for, by discarding it, it does resolve the chop move. And now this is known. Goodness gracious, this is absurd. Okay, and now this, by the way, the only reason you do this shenanigans is to protect this card. If this card was trash, Alice, there's just no reason to do this absurdity. Red 4 is already saved. It's not actually better to use this one, and Alice is just hampering the whole team by making this happen. So yeah. All in all, I'm saying this is now chop moved. This was a chop transfer. Oh my god, okay. Okay, Kathy discards. Now these are all trash, which means Donald has some power. This is known. Okay, yeah, so now Donald could do a triple order chop move to chop move this card. This one's expected. This one would order chop move this card. So this one, this card chop moves this card. So now Kathy is locked. Okay. Which is fine by us. All right, and now everything's paying off. Bob has options. Bob is not locked. This is chop moved. Bob certainly just clues 4, right? From Bob's perspective, that could be... No, it's never purple. Yeah, 4 just works. Oh, I mean, sure, sorry, it could be yellow. Bob knows his 5s, which means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bob knows that everyone knows their 5s. Okay. This was ejected, so this is known. Okay, so we got the finesse here. Kathy can... well, Kathy's locked, so we do have to be careful. Red would not work, because that would just be a fill-in. So Kathy needs to clue 1. Purple, I'd argue, should not work, because purple... okay, never mind. Well, okay, you know what? 3 probably works. Or sorry, purple should work, because I think 3 would be the usual lockdown save. But let's... This game has been controversial enough, so let's just make it very clear. Okay, so 1. We got this. This could be purple 4 or purple 5, I think. It's never a 5, right? Because because of all the shenanigans. I'm excited to share this game I wonder if anyone is going to disagree with this, because I think it's actually pretty sweet. Okay, so yellow here gets the finesse. Now we get play, play. There's the 4. I mean, this is just a win now. Let's just do the safest thing, right? I'd say 4s. The only argument would be that maybe this could bomb. So this snuffs out any possibility that things will go wrong. So let's do 3. Play. And now this card is known, 3 or 4. So if this discarded, it would be a gentleman's on this. So playing this is now playing into that. And now it's going to be GG. Oh, right. We still need red 3s. Okay, so whatever. Fortunately, we are playing correctly, so... Yeah, okay, so there is still a risk. We could still lose this. Okay, never mind. Hello, I'm jumping back. A quick edit. I forgot to talk about this, and I think I might have misspoken before. The fact that the red 4 and 5 are in this order is still fine. So, of course, it's an easy win if red 3 shows up, but you always have to calculate worst cases, right? So let's imagine the worst case would be both red 3s on bottom. So then it would still actually be winnable because Bob can draw the 3. So let's show that. And the chance of that, right, is but 2 out of 8 that one of the red 3s is on bottom, so 1 out of 4. And then for the next one to be stacked on top is 1 in 7. So 1 in 28 is the configuration where both red 3s are on bottom. So let's just show how they can still win, even if that's true. So play. Kathy can still play, or discard. Everyone can still discard, basically up until this point. So Bob discards. Okay, and now let's pretend this is, again, trash. Yeah, point is we can stall. And now you would lose if you discard here, and this is red 3. Because then you screwed up and the 4s are going to be out of order, right? But the key is you can still win if you stall and force Bob to be the one to discard. Because now it's inevitable, even in the worst case, right? You discard and the red 3 will be here and on the bottom. And this is now hugely different because even though the red 3 ends the game, it will in fact be Bob with the 5 that finishes it. So, holy moly, that was wild. But honestly, I'm glad that happened. That is the that's how far you can go to just protect a random 4. Protect the 4s at all costs. Hope this was fun, and I'm actually really curious what people think about this. Maybe there was even more creative and cool ways to do this. So yeah, let me know.